Hello, you are listening to The Crack. This is the podcast when I ask you, what's the crack? So what's the crack, guys? Get in touch. Let us know. You can get us on Twitter, Instagram, email. 1 second. Of course, I'll give you all the contact information at the end. So what's going on? Welcome back. Or if this is, of course, your first one, hello. Welcome. Hope everyone's been well. If you've listened before, you might think my voice sounds cooler, maybe more suited to podcasts. Unfortunately, I've got a cold at the moment, but it has given me this excellent radio voice. So, if ever there was a reason to take up smoking, perhaps talking like this could be the reason. You know, but don't smoke. Smoking's bad. Very bad for you. I shouldn't encourage smoking. It's fucking disgusting. So, usually I write out what I'm going to talk about, but I'm just going to fly off my head here, guys. Right, so if you know me, you know I don't live at home anymore. It's been a few years, 3 or 4 or 5 now. And when I did live with them, I had a cat. I had my own cat, Rooster, who I found as a kitten on the road, and yada yada yada. Took him home and he became my cat. But he developed a habit of leaving, doing what he wanted, disappearing. He's a cat, does what he wants. So I never got him chipped. I never claimed proper ownership of him, because in my opinion you can't really own a cat. If they want to leave, they're going to leave. If they want to knock the water off the counter, they're going to knock the water off the counter. They do what they want. That's what makes them cats. So he's been gone for probably almost a year, and I pretty much just assumed he was dead. And I would ask my mum every now and again, hey, is Rooster back? Any signs of the cat? No, he's gone. You know, he's not coming back. Let's let him go. Well, the other morning I got a WhatsApp from my mother. Rooster had come home. So, there you go, guys. Rooster's home. He's well. He's fatter than he was. So he's been living somewhere where they feed him well. The wee chunky cat. But Rooster's home, which is lovely. So I'm thinking of driving through to the parents' house at some point to go and see him. But tomorrow's my last day off and I got things to do. So, back to work and then maybe next week. We'll see. I don't want to go around if I've got a cold, because... well, I mean, tonight I sat in a crowded theatre. What a cunt I was to do that with my cold. But yeah, I'm not going to go around and possibly give the cat the cold. Cats can get the cold, I think. I love the little guy. So I'm glad he's home, glad he's well. And at the moment, my car, talk about a first world problem, the wee thing came up saying it needs oil. And I've not had that in the recent cars I've owned, because I get this sort of PCP thing. We basically rent a car for an extortionate price. And I told my dad, and he said, that's not right. You should be getting services. Well, I do get services. He's like, well, did you last have one? I'm like, well, I've never had one with this car. How long have you had it? About 2 years, maybe. So, you know, be my dad. He was telling me that's not on. Get in touch. Go and see what's the crack. Go and see what's happening with your car. So I went into the garage thing, you know, the bit where they sell them. And I said to the girl, hey, what's going on? This thing came on in my car, told me the oil's low. I could put oil into it myself, but I kind of pay you guys to do that. So what's the crack? What's going on? And she said, do you have services on your payment plan? Yeah, I think so. I've never paid for that service before. And she says, well, it says here you don't. Okay, cool. So now what? Well, I'll get you booked in for a service on this date. So, that's going to cost you £280. I was like, whoa. So I kept my cool. I was very polite. And it's like, I don't think that's correct. I've never paid for a service before. So she got another lady over and they went through. Police pretended to. I don't know. From what I could see, they, you know. You go in there to browse cars and they're trying to, oh, would you like something to eat? I'm going to go get some lunch across the road. Would you like a coffee? Take a seat, take a sit down. And then you go in there to be like, where's my service? And you have to stand. So, just standing at this desk for ages while they sort of powered away at the computer. Okay, so you got a free service. Yeah, well, it's not free. I pay a lot of fucking money for this. Anyway, yeah, cool. Long story short, guys, car's going for a service and I'm going to have to spend a day walking around. I mean, oh, Jesus Christ. That's going on. But yeah, no, I've been trying to be a bit more proactive in my time at the moment, trying to get the ball rolling. might have told you before, I had one of those Apple Mac computers, like the actual. I got it 8 years ago. Jesus. Second hand, but from Apple themselves. But it's one of the ones that sit on the actual desk. Like it's like a computer. It's not one of the laptop things. I think they've got iMacs. And again, I lived with my parents. And then when I moved out, I didn't take it with me because nowhere to put it. Finally got it. Took it around here, plugged it in, and because it had been turned off for like 4 years, it took ages to turn on. It didn't even turn on properly. It just had the Apple logo on it for a very long time. And I was like, oh, okay, that doesn't seem good. So I held down the off button, because it's got no fucking buttons. It's got one button. It's got the off and on button, and then everything else, you need like a Bluetooth keyboard, and you need... Okay, cool. Sound like an old man here. No, but... So I held down the off button, turned it off again, turned it back on, and this thing came up, and it said, yo, this thing's fucked. That's not good. Yeah, if you want it to work, you've got to reinstall some previous version. Alright, cool. So, okay, click. About 6 hours later. Okay, this is installed. However, this still isn't shit enough. Install this previous version. Okay, cool. Again, fucking all day. Okay, that's it done. So again, guys, like 3 or 4 fucking previous things later, it finally comes on. I'm like, alright, hot dog. I can get back into my photographs and things, because I had that computer from when I was about, I don't know, 1920. You know, but basically every photograph I kept on my phone ended up on that computer. So it's like back in my early 20s of memories is on that big fucking Mac thing. But now the whole thing was empty. They were all gone. I was like, oh dear, this isn't good. This isn't good at all. And then I left it for about a year. You know, if you don't think about it, there's not a problem. So I just sort of put it in my mind. Complete denial. And it sat between the, let's say, dining table, breakfast table, the table on the desk. We have a table in the flat. It does everything. It's like a Swiss Army table, but nothing folds out. It's just any purpose. That's the table. Operating table, if it has to be. Not put a body on here. And it sat there for a long time. And then last night, you know, like 3 a.m, because it's how I'm wired, I was like, you know what, let's see if we can get that fixed. And I went onto the Apple website, and I had to go through my emails to find the fucking, like, what's it called, like, reference number, like the product code, I don't know, the whole thing. And I looked it up, and I found out, oh, it's the 2012 model. Okay, that's cool, now I know that. And the website's like, yeah, we don't really deal with them anymore, we deal with 2019, that's the latest model. Oh, for the love of God. So I booked into the Apple store in town, and today I went in to bring it in. I paid £3 to park, guys, can you believe it, £3? Went in at my appointment time. The guy very kindly at the desk was like, what's wrong with it exactly? So I told him the whole story I told you about turning it on, the thing going back and stuff, and I told him about the photographs and the thing. Because when I was at uni, like every story I wrote, every play and all kinds of arty-farty stuff, it's all in the documents on there. I said, they're all in there. I've not plugged it into anything, so they're still in there somewhere. And he said, we don't deal with that sort of thing. We just wipe it and give you a new one. That's not what I want. So he sent me to another guy, not like owned by Apple themselves, some guy that I'm assuming sort of works on his own thing. I went down to him and he told me, it's quite funny actually, I made him laugh. Because I went out to him, he's like down sort of near the ferry, down by the docks, and it's not by the docks, there's no docks. And he explained, okay, so we can. What we have to do is take the hard drive out. When we do that, it doesn't work. And he's sort of very hesitant, because I'm assuming this is where most folk are like, oh, no, I don't want it to get broken. And I just said to him, man, fuck the computer. Yeah, tear it apart. It's the memories I need. So we laughed at that, and that was nice. I like making people laugh. And hopefully in the next few days I'm going to find out if they can find anything on it. And he was saying if they can't, he knows some guy down south. What the hell was that accent there? You know, some guy in England or maybe just southern Scotland who can properly forensics get into this thing. Jesus, I don't have anything on there that really requires forensic level. Fuck. Nothing scandalous in there that I can remember. Sounds good. But it'd be nice to get things back. So hopefully that will be happening. That's what I'll save up for a new Mac computer, and I can stop using this little, what is this laptop? Lenovo. There's no memory on it. I keep having to buy new memory devices so I can upgrade. It's fucking ridiculous. Jesus. So that's everything I can complain about for you. I think so. And after that, I thought I'd treat myself to a coffee, so I was driving to go and get a coffee, and got a phone call as I was driving, but I didn't answer the phone with the phone. It comes through the car, because we live in the future. And it wasn't a number I recognized. I assumed it was the guy from the fucking memory computer place being like, hey man, yeah, your computer's fucked. So I answered it, and it was Sky. Not the Isle of Skye, not the place with all the clouds, but we get our broadband through Sky, like Sky TV. Very nice guy, very friendly. He was asking why we don't subscribe to their TV thing. And I explained, well, because we don't watch TV. They said, okay, what do you watch? Not being a fucking date. I don't know, I've got DVD box sets, and a bit of Netflix, a bit of Amazon, that sort of stuff. Oh, okay, cool. Well, if you take out some Sky subscription thing, you get 3 months free Netflix. No, I'll just stop you right there, buddy. I lied to him. I use my sister's Netflix. And just leave me alone. So, I'm pretty sure they're going to phone back, but I don't want Sky TV. Like, we don't watch TV. The last time I was at my parents' house, I was going through the channels. No, they don't even have Sky. This is just the sort of free view. Like, when I was a boy, like sounding old. When I was little, we didn't have Sky, so it was just BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, and Channel 4. And there was nothing to watch then. So now that my parents' house, I go around and they got Freeview. It's all these more channels, and there's still fuck all to watch. So why do they then pay for Sky? Which in my memory is majority adverts. So I don't want to be doing that. But we get broadband through them, so some sort of deal. Not interested. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just doing the podcast on my days off, trying to get back into the swing of it. What have I been up to? I was a model yesterday. Size 0 catwalk model. Looking good. No, it was my friend's got a new camera. Film camera. Very cool. Takes black and white photo. Well, he's got black and white film. I might have mentioned it before, I'm a big fan of the Twilight Zone. I like black and white. It's very honest. It's a good looking colour scheme, black and white. So, at the moment, I've got this sort of mustache beard thing going on, so he took me out and took some photographs of me. Get my clothes on. Nothing like that, but yeah, I got to be a model for the afternoon. That's very nice, very flattering. Got some sort of confidence boosting photographs taken. I'm a lot fatter than I thought I was. You know what I mean? Camera doesn't lie. Oh, so that's the truth. That's how I look. Jesus. That was fun. And then today, arty farty guy that I am, went to the theatre with my dad. Went out for dinner beforehand with my dad and Charlotte. That was lovely. But then myself and my dad went along to Eating Court, where we saw, what the hell was it called? Crimes on Centre Court, I think it was called. It's an excellent thing. It's from a touring company. Well, I'm assuming they're a touring company because they toured here. They're called New Old Friends. And this is the third show I've seen by them. I've seen them every time they've come up here for the past 3 times. Fucking mathematical genius that, yeah. The past 3 times. They do absolutely fantastic shows. Like, I don't know where you're listening from. I don't have a very confidence boosting. I have a lot of foreign listeners. But if you're in the UK and you have a theatre nearby, keep an eye out for New Old Friends because their shows are fantastic. I cast usually maybe 3, 4, or 5. I think I've ever seen 6. Very small cast, and they play all the characters, and they do these like fantastically quick costume changes, and they move the set around, and they're not like a West End show that tours. Every now and again you'll get like The Lion King is coming to Edinburgh or Aberdeen, or go and see Wicked live. It's not one of those. It's like an independent theatre company, and genuinely fucking entertaining. Well, I think the tickets were £17 each or something like that. That's free. That's from Inverness Eating Court. Well worth it. I don't know what, because I don't want to tell you the plot. So the first one I saw by them, I think it was called like Crimes on the Nile. I'm not sure. It was like a sort of piss take spoof Miss Marple Poirot type thing. Like one of those on the Death in the Nile. Yeah, murder mystery. And I think we just went to see it because it was like it was just in the wee brochure thing, and the little what's on at Eden Court, so we just took a gamble, went to see it, and it was fucking fantastic. I'd never seen a play like that with a quick set changes. Like, you have to use your imagination as well, but you get drawn into the story so much that you don't know you're using your imagination. You're drawn in. And the dialogue, honestly, it's quick and it's fast and it's sharp and it's really well done. And then the second one I went to see, I forgot what that one was called as well. You think I'd fucking revise this before talking? It might have been like Lights, Camera, Murder, or Crimes, Camera, Action, maybe. Anyway, that was set in like 1930s, 1940s, 1950s Hollywood, and it had that kind of noir, slow, Humphrey Bogarty noir. It was really, really well done. Now, several times they have the same cast members, but I'm assuming these are like professional actors, so they can't always get the same people back. But there's a lady that's been in all three that I've seen. And there was another lady that was in the one I saw tonight. She was in the previous one, but I don't think she was in the first one. And what's funny about seeing these wee things is every now and again you can Google it or get a program. I'm too tight to buy a program. You can. The programs tonight, guys, they were £2.50 and I had £2 on me. Who carries fucking. Anyway, and I wasn't going to go and ask the lady, can I get one please without paying the 50p? Yeah, so one of the guys that was in the first one, I looked him up and he was in Game of Thrones. But I mean, I've never seen Game of Thrones, but from what I believe, very popular. That's a really cool thing about live theatre. Every now and again, like not on the shows, not on the new old friends, but every now and again you'll see like soap actors and Hollyoaks actors, and have I seen any film stars? Like ex-Doctor Who actors and stuff like that. The British, I've seen a couple of folk that were in the bill and things like that. EastEnders, you get to see them on the stage, and like that guy's really small. He's got tiny feet. But the new old friends, they were back in Eden Court. I don't know if they're on again tomorrow. If you're in the area, I recommend it. If you're anywhere near a theatre, just keep an eye out for their shows because they are fantastic, guys. Eden Court tonight, the energy was lacking in the room. But to be fair, fucking the amount of grey hair in the audience, because I sat right at the back. And I can't talk, I'm bald. But looking down, a lot of old people there. A lot of old people. And the energy wasn't picking up in the first half. First act, I don't know what you call it. You know what I mean? Before the intermission. First chunk. So, yeah, there was no sort of spark in the room, which was no fault of the performers. There's only 4 of them, and they do a great job. But, oh, fucking hell, guys. So for the first time ever, cringe. First time ever, I was in the theatre, and somebody's mobile phone went off. So naturally, you would turn it off because you're not a twat. Or you would get up and run out and answer it if you have to answer it. But there's no reason to have your phone on. It's fucking hour and a half, or I just turn your phone off. Whew. This person just let their phone ring. Like, oh my god. I'm non-confrontational, but part of me, I was fucking close to saying, I'm not even lying, like, oh man, I was going to kick his ass. No, I genuinely, I was close to being like, you can answer that or leave. Because they were sitting right down from us, maybe 3 or 4 seats, and it was awkward. And it takes you out of the play. These actors, they're down there, they're working fucking hard. They're putting everything out there every night. A very vulnerable thing to be doing is acting, And then some twat's got a phone ring, and it was unpleasant. I don't understand why you would do that. So that happened. Didn't take away from the play. Excellent performance. Turn your fucking phone off. The folk at the end, the actors, they come out, you give the applause. Like that Lady Gaga song, look for the applause. You're applauding, they come out, do their bow, they go off, come back out, bow again, and then they usually gesture to the folk behind you, the people with the lights and the sounds and things like that, because there's a lot of sound effects in these things. It's really well done. And they announced they've been shortlisted for some sort of prize to do with Broadway World. I think it's a website. So I'm going to put the link to that probably on the Twitter. So guys, if you get a minute, if you give them a little ping up, it gets them a bit closer to winning. And like I said earlier, these guys, this isn't, they're not paying me to say this, it's just because I enjoy their shows. This isn't like a big West End, like The Lion King's funded by Disney. and the Lyceum Theatre and things like that. That's got a lot of money behind it. That's a big thing. This is just an independent, fucking passionate theatre group. So all these prizes and things they get, this really boosts them up. So if you can take a minute, that'd be cool to vote for them, because I like their shows and I like to see them bigger. I think it's a fucking crime they're not bigger than they are. So, yeah, like I said, I'm not paid to do it, but next time I know they're coming up, I'll give a wee shout out in the podcast and try to encourage anyone to go. And then if I bring one more audience member in, that's me done my part. Same with this. See, if you bring one more listener to this podcast, that's you doing your part. Anyway, I think that's everything for this week, guys. Got a message on the old Instagram here. Got a message. It's not about the last episode, it's about the one before that. It's about the one where I talked about my little blip of mental health. So, I'll just read this out here from Instagram. So, hi. I just listened to the episode with you talking about mental health. As someone who struggles with their own, I really sympathized and understood what you were talking about. There's a stigma attached to it. Awareness is important, and I want to say thank you for being so open about your experience. That's all. Peace and love. Ang. Or Ange. A-N-G. I think it's Ang. Sorry if I said your name wrong there, Ang. Thank you very much for sending that in. I got a few other messages from folk, but they were more sort of personal. I don't want to read out their more personal ones. I'm glad you appreciate it. No, what a wank thing to say. I'm glad to hit you in a way that you understood where I was coming from, because there is no shame in anything like that. I said that last week. This isn't going to become like a mental health podcast, but what I discovered was a lot more folk than you'd expect really do struggle with theirs, and a lot more folk than you expect are medicated for things related to it. It's not an easy world that we live in, alright? So, there's no shame at all in anything like that, so thanks for writing in. But yeah, that is us, guys. So once again, feel free to get in touch. You know, that's what we love to hear. Tell us what's going on. How are you? What's on your mind? Is it your birthday? Happy birthday. It probably is. Fucking Valentine's Day was 9 months ago. Maybe got a birthday around this. Yeah. Sorry, it's my sister's birthday. So, yeah, it's not a good thought. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, guys, because my throat is getting sore. My voice is probably grating on you, unless you think it sounds lovely, but this isn't my normal voice. So, get us on Twitter, where we're at Podcast Crack. Couple P on Podcast, couple C on Crack, and then we're on Instagram, thecrack.podcast. And of course, you can email thecrackpodcastcontact@gmail.com. That is thecrackpodcastcontact@gmail.com. I'll be trying to retweet or bring attention to the New Old Friends Theatre thing. They're fantastic. Give them a check out, guys. And as I said last week, thank you very much to Blackmill for the opening theme tune. Very much appreciated. But that's us for this week, guys. Alright, so as always, you be good. Stay out of trouble. Don't take any shit. Be kind to each other. And yeah, as I said, just be good. Alright? Talk to you next time. Bye for now.